How's your heart? Are you a happy person? Are you a sad person? How's your heart? Do you have any blockages? Hi, my name is Ryan Fernando and I am the Chief Nutritionist at Qua Nutrition. This month, we've decided to launch the Cardiac Rehabilitation Program at Qua Nutrition. Along with my 50 colleagues who are dietitians, we've decided for a few of us to specialize in cardiac nutrition rehabilitation. Sounds exotic? Well, it is. You see, the heart pumps your blood. The heart in itself is a muscle that never stops beating. Now, the heart receives blood supply by vessels that could get clogged. We call it plaque, we call it atherosclerosis, we call it blocks. Now, people in younger ages are getting heart attacks. Why? Stress? Well, yes, but I do believe diet has a key role. There's too much of sugar, there's too much of salt, there's too much of processed chemicals in our food chain. As a result, the quality of the blood in our body is deteriorating. And because of the deterioration, cholesterol, which is produced by our liver, remember, 70% of your cholesterol is produced by your liver, 30% comes from your diet. I do believe that as the body ages, when you don't give it the correct raw material, that 30% of cholesterol gets affected. But the 70% is also getting affected because your entire insides are getting corrupted. So the cardiac rehabilitation program looks to investigate with nutrition blood test, the health gene to figure out if you have the gene for atrial fibrillation, cardiomyopathy, or even simple stuff where you have the heart disease genes in you. Now, once I come to know with a genetic test that you do have a risk element, you don't get heart attack, you have a risk element. I have the cardiomyopathy gene, as do 60% of the Indian population. But every year I do a blood test. In fact, I just got my blood test yesterday. My LDL, which is the low density, the bad cholesterol, it's exactly at 100. My HDL is low at 37. I want it to be 40 to 67. So I'm working on that. But homocysteine, C-reactive protein, lipoprotein-A, lipoprotein-B, these are the molecules that are indicative of heart risk, as well as ESR and C-reactive protein, which are inflammation markers. They're all amazingly good. The reason behind this is I've changed the way I eat. I've changed my oils based on my nutrition genetic test. And hopefully every 3 years, I go in for a treadmill stress test, a 2D Doppler test, and an echocardiogram. These kind of give me insights. And then my best friend, Dr. Ashish Contractor, who's written The Heart Truth, is on call. If you want me to introduce you to him, I can really help you out, get an appointment with him at the Sir H.N. Reliance Hospital in Mumbai, where he can actually get into your heart and check it out. But what are the issues with heart? You could have a stent put in, the thing gets blocked in, so they put this wire mesh in and expand it kind of like that, and so you have a stent, angioplasty. Or you could have bypass surgery where there's a block and they'll cut out that, then take out that, take a vein from your leg and put it in over there, and they'll bypass it. Now, this means you have clogged arteries, right? And why are they getting clogged? Because the liquid fat or the blood chemistry in you is bad, it's down. Now, at Qua Nutrition, we have various elements in cardiac rehabilitation nutrition. Please understand one thing. Certain foods are thumbs up for your arteries. Like, for example, collagen improves the elasticity of blood vessels, okay? High antioxidants, things like dark chocolate, amla, blueberries, and even beetroot help in preventing on the corrosion of the lining of your blood vessels. I do know a supplement called lysine, an amino acid called lysine, actually helps in preventing the deposition of lipoprotein-A, which is a tiny cholesterol molecule. And in certain instances, there are certain nutritive molecules that are known to reverse blockages. Now, there's no conclusive research, but when I read articles like that, I'm like, why not put that nutrition in a person's diet? So at Qua Nutrition, we are moving forward with cardiac rehabilitation specialist dietitians who will help you in designing your food plans. Now make no mistake, certain foods are thumbs up for your arterial health and certain foods are thumbs down. We do food allergy test, we do the stool analysis of your microbiome. You may ask me, what has my poop got to do with my heart? It's got to do with everything. What you eat makes who you are, and whatever you eat gets attacked in a positive or in a negative way by these bacteria. And when they ferment these foods, when they eat these foods and digest it, they produce subsequent molecules which get absorbed into your bloodstream. That molecule could be slapping your cholesterol and making it very sticky to form plaque, or that molecule might be going into your body and dancing with cholesterol and making cholesterol behave itself. So when you have this understanding, foods that heal and foods that harm, you need to ask your dietitian, how much of that food do I need to eat? When do I need to eat it? And in what quantity do I need to eat that food? When you put this together, you come up with the choices in your food plan. Please note, based on your height, your age, your weight, your gender, the calorie content then needs to be planned. There's no point telling me that, hey, you know what, I'm eating amla, I watched your video, but the rest of your diet is wrong calorie-wise. So it's very important for you to have the perfect BMI, the perfect fat percentage. So if you're exercising, if you're walking, if you're doing gymming, if you're doing Pilates, what is the nutrition pre-workout and post-workout? How is that nutrition helping you reduce your fat percentage? What has visceral fat and my fat percentage got to do with my heart health? Everything. People who have a high visceral fat level, which is the fat around the organs, all right, are prone to heart attacks. How do you reduce your visceral fat? I can give you one tip. Apple cider vinegar is known to help reduce visceral fat, as is cinnamon powder. It contains a compound known as cinnamonaldehyde. But there's a secret. Not every cinnamon works on reducing abdominal obesity. Well, if you want to know which cinnamon, get in touch with us at Qua Nutrition, the link descriptor, because the information that we have is worth more than what you have in your car at home. Why am I talking about a car? Well, when you have a car, you send it for servicing, right, regularly. And when your car gets old, after 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, you change your car, correct? You buy a new car. Can you change your heart? You can't change your heart. Can you change your body? You can't change your body. You're born and left with this vehicle. The way you fuel it, the way you maintain it, is the way it goes forward. Hey, you just visited your cardiologist, right? He's the piston mechanic. Your piston has some problem. What are you doing about your nutrition? Oh, you get the piston repaired, but you drive your car the same way as you always drove it. Very roughly. No. People with cardiac problems need to rehabilitate their diet. If you're not doing this, in 2021, you're just being stupid. Sorry for saying it, but get in touch with us, get on a discovery call, or find a nutritionist in your city, in your country, who can really help change the way you eat. And by the way, people fail in nutrition programs because of only one reason. You're not accountable. Think about it. After you get your job and you start working, you're not accountable to anyone. You don't have a school principal accountable to, you don't have a degree accountable to, and even in your job, you can tell your boss to stick it, right? But in your nutrition, you're like, I'm the boss of my nutrition. I don't need a nutritionist to tell me how to eat. I don't need my loved ones to tell me how to eat. And when you have a cardiac problem, guess how all your family members are behaving? They're controlling you. No donuts, no sugar, no oil, no this, no that. Oh, well, they're nutritionists themselves, but they're not qualified. Get to a qualified nutrition, be accountable to that person, get data of your blood test, get data of your food allergy test, do a before and do 180 days later. We have had people who have run marathons after cardiac interventions. Run marathons. We can help you win the marathon called life. Get in touch.